Well, folks, yeah, the old Crawford's feeling a little sick. So I have decided to eliminate the quick change gearbox, and I'll show you why. For starters, I've got these three gears here that are missing a heck of a lot of teeth. The smallest of the gears, all the teeth are actually like twisted. So the Crawford's been dealt a hard life. And I have opted to try and ease its suffering as much as possible. I don't want to add to it. So I found me a 250 watt, 110 volt motor off of the Jungle store. I am in the beginning of figuring out some means of a bracket and a pillow block arrangement to hold the lead screw. All I want the lead screw to do is move the apron and power the crossfeed. That's it. I don't care about threading. I know that's probably a contentious thing with a lot of, machinist people, old schoolers. Lathes you gotta be able to thread. Well, I do have a pretty decent tap and die set, but failing that, this is my latest addition to the shop. Courtesy of a friend on the Canadian Hobby Metalworker forum that I'm on. He was kind enough to sell me this at a very good price, very reasonable price, mainly because it didn't come with a stand. That's actually the remnants. Excuse me. That's the remnants of a hydraulic thing that I'd purchased off of somebody else. I paid $200. I got a 12 volt hydraulic pump, a ram, a control valve, an up and down, or an in and out, whatever you want to call it. It's a momentary valve. These two long columns, and it's all 1/4 inch material. Well, except for the support bars, which were going across. It was a thing, and it was heavy as heck. I knocked it apart, and it was sitting outside for probably the better part of a year, because I'm not hydraulic savvy, and I wanted to use a 220 volt hydraulic pump, which I do have on the setup, but it wasn't really what I wanted for the startup of a hydraulic setup. Anyways, I'm digressing. So I got this lathe here off of a fellow forum member. It didn't have a motor, so I stopped in at Her Majesty Princess Auto, picked up a hub and a pulley already. Got the motor off of a coworker. This is a 110-220 motor. It's already wired for 220, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah. For once, I was actually able to figure out wires because they're all numbered. And underneath on the bottom of this, I think it's pronounced door motor, farm duty. It actually had the wiring schematic. So I was like, yay. And I can read. So I was able to figure it out. And yeah, it's already pre-wired for 220. I do have to replace this shitty ass cable. That just looks terrible. If I hooked it up in a pinch, I'm sure it'd be fine, but I don't want to set my shop on fire. So that's going to go. And so if I need to do some threading, well, look at this. This little sweetheart's got all the things a guy would need to do some basic threading. Yeah, I took it apart. I think that's a problem. There might be a pattern. No, the reason why I took it apart is friends of YouTube. There's two ways to mount the serpentine belt on these guys. One is to cut the belt, glue it, stitch it, sew it, whatever. Or dismantle things, put belt in, put cones in, because it's a cone, it's a step cone, right there. And then I took the pulley, big drive pulley and all that off of the jack shaft assembly. And I'm going to put the belt back in. The bull gear or back gear shaft does have to come out. That's not too hard. But yeah, I'm going to get a new belt for that, new V-belt. And then I'll have a working small lathe. The little Chinese 9x20 I had, I gave the guy my spare tool post. Reached out to him yesterday, and he was kind enough to let me buy it back for the princely sum of $50, plus a little bit of postage, so I can get rid of this lantern thing. You know, these have their place. I know they're good. It's fine, but I really like the quick change stuff. I'm lazy, and it's so much easier just to change out a carbide bit. Yes, I know. These lathes don't get up to speed to really take the benefit or make for the benefit of carbide tooling. I know. I've heard it. I've heard it repeatedly. And I'm okay, honestly, with breaking a few bits because you know what? I'm terrible at sharpening things. I have shaky hands. Not terribly, but I'm lazy. I like instant results. I don't want to take the time. I really don't want to take the time to learn how to sharpen things. Yes, thank you. I know it's an important tool or skill that every machinist should know. That's the benefit. I'm not a machinist. I'm a do-it-yourselfer, metal fabricator kind of hobbyist person. So yeah, that skill set to me, while it is valuable to some, it's not important to me. Yeah, you don't like it? That's okay. I'm doing it my way. You do it your way. So back onto the Crawford. So I got this 250 watt motor. We are going to figure out a base plate, which shouldn't be too bad. The rear bolt, 2 bolts, and the front 2 bolts, those are actually right on plane. Nice flat plane. I will have to figure out some means, like obviously we got a 4-bolt pattern on the front of the motor. That's fine. I've already got a pattern made up for that with the hole punched in the right spot for the output shaft. What I want to do is further gear reduce this thing. Because lead screw and turning, it doesn't need to go mock chicken, obviously. And this guy, according to the specs on the Jungle Store, it should turn as slow as, where actually it says right here on the motor, at 60 hertz, which is what Canadian power is at, 90 RPMs should be the slowest that shaft spins. So that's still 1.333 revolutions per second of the lead screw. So that's still pretty quick. So if I put a couple of gears on there and reduce that down, I should be good. So what I've done is I knocked apart the quick change box off the Crawford, pulled out the 3 crappy gears. Everything's going into this milk crate. I'm not junking any of this stuff because one, it's old. It's definitely irreplaceable. And should I be able to one day make my own gears, you never know. You never know. It would be really nice to have the old stuff so I could put it all back to original. Will I? I don't know. We'll find out. There's all kinds of things going on in life right now. Won't get into it. It's just a lot. There's so much going on. So I have a list here of the gears that are good. The 24. Oh yeah, that's the one I was telling you about earlier. I don't know if the camera can pick that out or not. But if you, yeah, okay, there you go. See how some of them, come on, focus. Oh, you piece of junk. There you go, phone. If you can just, yeah, there we go. See that? They've got like a twist to them. So this gear here has definitely had the crap worked out of it. So yeah, got my list of available gears. These two here are off of the arrangement off the back of the lathe. Those are still decent, so I might be able to put those into play. I've got these as well. These are 48s, which are not part of the stack. So I'm going to go inside, make myself a coffee, and hit the old gear generator, gear train calculator website I found. Pretty handy. You plunk in your gear speed or your gear numbers, and it'll tell you what your reduction rate is. So that's my plan. To see how far down we can dial down the output speed of this guy, so I can get this screw turning at a nice slow pace. Because again, this big lathe only hums so fast. And, well, you know, I'm really good at breaking carbides. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. No, I'm kidding. I don't break carbides if I can help it. Wow, okay. So that's the update on the Crawford. Yes, it's a terrible shame. Do I wish I could just fix it and go? Absolutely. But I have got one outlandish, crazy quote from Rush Gears. If you're a company and you make stuff, machinery, and you need gears, I'm sure that's the outfit to hit. However, for a home gamer, they are not the right people to talk to. It's not that they're rude, it's they're busy and their time is worth money. And the quote I got back to replace those 3 gears plus the 3 or 4 or 5, 6 on the back that were pretty chewed up but kind of serviceable was beyond the realm of what a home gamer should spend on a $100 or 100-year-old lathe. It was absolutely out of the world. I did get a hold of a private machinist on Facebook Marketplace. He came back with a much more realistic quote, but still over my budget currently. I don't have the funds. Not only that, but he quoted me basically on labor. The material was on top of, so I would still be in the realm of, I'm going to be honest, $1,500 to $2,250-ish after it's said and done to have maybe 8 gears made. 100-year-old lathe, I paid $700 for this. I cannot justify that. I'm not a production shop. I don't need that. I don't need multiple speeds. I don't plan on doing threading. So for $200, I'm going to do some salvaging, no ruining, a little fabrication, and I'm going to make this work. It's got a speed dial. It is reversible. For whatever reason, though, on their little control switch, they expect you to move a wire from one pin to another. No. I have, I'll get a 3-position momentary, or not momentary, but a 3-position on, off, on, so that I can just, and flip the polarity that way. Moving a wire back and forth. You guys nuts. Anywho, that's the update on the Crawford. Once again, I appreciate everybody. For those of you that do actually tune in and watch and listen to me ramble like a madman for what's almost 15 minutes, thank you very much. I don't know. Feel free to comment down below what you think. Am I crazy? Yes. By all means, agree with me. If you think I've got a great idea here, let me know. If you have some advice, you've seen something similar done online or in your own travels, let me know. I don't mind a little bit of insight. Suggestions are always welcome. Don't tell me how to live my life. I won't tell you how to live yours. But yeah, I'm out here to have fun, guys and gals. I'm not here to make a living. I have a 9 to 5, 40-hour a week gig for that, and it pays the bills. This is my hobby, and I don't need to make it a career because I will end up hating it. That has been my classic. Do something you really enjoy for a living, you end up hating it. Well, okay, I do. Maybe that's just my mental challenges, my mental health things. I have ADHD. I think I've mentioned that before. That's the other problem with ADHD. You forget things. So yes, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before. Anyways, we're all done. Thank you so much. Everybody take care. Winter is coming. Looks over her shoulder for copyright hatchet. I'm good. All right. Take it easy out there. Remember, this is just for fun. Cheers.
Well, hello there, folks. Just wanted to show everybody a little proof of concept of my crazy Amazon ideas. So here you can see my 250 watt motor. She's humming along at, I have no idea what speed, but it's slow. The half nut on the carriage is engaged. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the motor and hold it. And I'm just going to engage it onto that large 84 tooth gear. Okay? Check this out. How is that, eh? Not a bad speed. I am going to be further gear reducing it to get it really slow. But the proof of concept is there. I'm super excited that my knuckle-headed idea actually works. Now, I don't know. That's pretty slow. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty darn good. This motor's planetary gear set, pretty tough. So we've got a decent RPM speed here, but I am in fact going to be making it even slower. So there you go. That's proof of concept. 250 watt Amazon planetary driven gear motor. These are the gears out of the quick change gearbox, and I'm going to use two more right here, and essentially we're going to end up with something like this on a shaft with a couple of pillow blocks, and the process will almost cut the speed in half. Actually, no, it's going to go better than half. I think the calculations are 3.7 RPM should be the slowest that the lead screw is going to turn. So that should give me a really nice surface finish when I'm doing machine work. All right, thanks so much. Glad everyone's enjoying my chaos. I am.